Both Dan and I have talked a lot about the fact that self image, self confidence, basically mindset, is the barometer which will determine your success or failure in QLA. And it's something that a lot of people struggle with and get through. This week I saw an awful lot of weekly reports that talked about over the last year how much things have changed for them, whether that's in their self-confidence, teaching themselves that they can believe this. And it was interesting, one of the people said that they didn't think at the beginning they could ever get professionals to work on a success-oriented fee basis, as did their board as well. Didn't think you could do that. And son of a gun, guess what? They did it. And the board was just absolutely amazed. And as he looked back over the past year, he said, it's amazing how I've grown and what I've accomplished that I never thought that at the beginning was realistic. But he kept pushing forward. As part of the boot camp that we just did, we asked people to do homework, and they list the internal reasons and external reasons for what's holding them back. And I wanted to read you one of those. Internal. I have no issues with pulling the trigger and committing thanks to being organized with direction and goals. However, I have a huge mental blockage that eats away at my confidence every time I try to envision success of closing a deal. Okay. It reminds me of one of the affirmations that I do, and that is that, remember, winners think about what they can do, losers think about what they're afraid might happen. It's funny that, well, not so funny actually, but an awful lot of people have no problem imagining that I'm going to lose board members, I'm going to run out of money, I won't be able to get a bank to finance my deal or sell seller financing. I don't know how to run a business, so yeah, I'm going to do all this and then the business is going to fall apart. They can think about those things and realistically think that those things might happen. However, if they say, I can put together a board, I can get professionals on a success-oriented basis, for many people, that's harder to believe. That's just the fact, and Napoleon Hill talked about this a lot, is that negative thoughts tend to, for most people, be the predominant thought that comes in. And he described that as weeds in a garden. Negative thoughts are just going to come. You're going to have doubts that come in. As you progress, you'll begin to teach yourself as you have success. Okay, I didn't think I could get professionals. Son of a gun, I did. So I probably can get deals. I probably can get financing, et cetera, et cetera. And those affirmations will help. But what Napoleon said was, again, negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. They're going to come into your mind. You just have to grab them, throw them out, and replace them with a more positive thought. And if you do that over time, you will begin to develop that as a habit, and the negative thoughts will be less. Will they be eliminated? Probably not. But you also teach yourself that you can deal with an amazing amount of issues that at the beginning you didn't think was possible to deal with. So I would encourage you to remember that. Remember that winners think about what they can do, losers think about what they're afraid might happen. Treat it as an affirmation if you like, and consistently put that thought back in your head. And I think if you do that, if you do the affirmations, in the beginning a lot of people say, well, those affirmations really doesn't feel like I believe them. But over time, you will find that you believe them. And particularly if you have some interim affirmations or goals that you can see being realized. Maybe it's to get a new suit, maybe it's a car, I don't know what it is for you. But if you do an affirmation about that and then you have those things or accomplish the goal, if it's a goal that you've set, you'll say, oh, I remember I've been talking about that for 6 months and now I have that, or now I accomplished that. So important to remember, mindset is the number one thing. If you haven't already, go read Release Your Brakes by Jim Newman about comfort zone. Really, really important work. Most people that read that book say that it's a tremendously emotional event for them as well. But mindset is the barometer of what your success is going to be, and that is self-image and self-confidence.